Welcome to day 52 of our school year. Getting closer and closer to the middle of the year. Okay, our beginning fraction. We have a total of 180 school days, and we're on day 52. Well, since 52 is an even number, and the only even number that's prime is the number 2, this number has to be composite. And if you look on our prime number sieve, it will not be circled. So that means we have to do the prime factorization for both our denominator and our numerator. Since 180 is even, I can divide by 2. Half of 18 is 9, and then my placeholder. 9 plus 0 is 9. That is a multiple of 3, so 3 is a factor. I can get 3 groups of 3 tens out of 90. Again, I can divide by 3. I get 10. 10's even. I can divide by 2. I get 5. 5 is prime, so I am done. Here, 52 is even. I can get 2 tens out of 50. That leaves 12, and that would be 6. 26 is even, so I can divide by 2. I can get 1 10 out of 1 group, 10 groups of 2 tens out of 20, and then 3 groups of 2 out of 6. 13's prime, so we are done. So let's start prime factorization from least to greatest. 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 5, and 2 times 2 times 13. Let's look for those common prime factors, and it looks like we have 2 times 2. This has the digit 3, but we need common factors. This is 13, not a 3. So we're left with 3 in the numerator. 3 times 3 is 9 times 5 is 45 in the denominator. And our greatest common factor is 4. So let's go ahead and make our groups of 4. Remember, your groups do not have to look like mine, but they do have to have 4 in each. And you want to keep your shaded separate from your unshaded. I'm going to use the fact that I know that 4 is the perfect square of 2 times 2. So I'm going to make squares with dimensions 2 by 2. Right, now that I have all my groups of 4, I've done my division with my model. I'm going to count up my total amount of groups. So in this row, I have 5. So I'm going to count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 31, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 40, 45. 45 total groups. And I have 5, 10, 11, 12, 13 shaded in. So I did my division with my model. Now I'm going to go ahead and do it with my algorithm, dividing by my greatest common factor. And I'm dividing both separately. I'm not dividing by one big 4. I'm dividing the numerator into groups of 4 and the denominator into groups of 4. So let's do our area model. here I have 180, 52. So I know that 4 quarters gives me $1 or 100 cents. Numbers the same, zeros the game. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zeros the game. Bring 80 up here. And I know that 20 times 4 will give me 80. Numbers the same, zeros the game. 25 plus 20 more, those partial quotients equal 45. And then here, 10 times 4 is 40. More on top, no need to stop. More on top, no need to stop. Bring my 12 up here. And 3 times 4 is 12. Numbers the same, zeros the game. Add these partial quotients together, we get 13. Now we're going to check our answers. Divisor times quotient plus remainder. Divisor times quotient plus the remainder. These are called inverse operations because first we're going to do the inverse of division, which is multiply. 4 times 13. And then we do the inverse of subtracting, which is adding. But since both of our remainders are 0, and the identity property of addition says when you add 0, it stays the same, we don't need to actually add the 0. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 groups of 4 tens is 16 tens, plus 2 more tens is 18 tens. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 groups of 10 ones is 40 ones, plus 1 more is 50. I'm sorry, it's 4 tens plus 1 more is 5 tens. 52. 52 checks. 180, that matches our dividend up here, so it checks. So our numerator is definitely 13, and our denominator is definitely 45. All right, now let's go ahead and fill in our data collection page. Okay, trimester 1, week 12. Today is 10/22/19, and our fraction is 13/45. Okay, we did groups of 4, so let's look in our 4s. Last one we have down is 11/45, so 12/45. That is equivalent to 16/60 and 4/15. That's its simplest form. Okay, and then today is 13/45. There is no line below it because this is our equivalent fraction in lowest terms, or simplest form. There is an equivalent fraction in the 2's. 2 is a common factor. And then, of course, 52/180. Okay, go ahead and put your number line away. Erase your worksheet, and thank you for joining me.